Hey, how's it going, Connect Groups? Friday afternoon on October the 30th. Looks like I've got the house to myself. I've finished up most of my work for today, so I'm about to go out for a run. It would be amazing to get back to 200 pounds if I could just not eat all the bologna and cheese that I love while watching a football game. So I'm going to try to run it off today. Hope you guys having a great week and already enjoying your time of probably eating bologna and cheese at your Connect group. One of the things that struck me as we looked at the beginning of 1 Corinthians was how very carefully we were made aware of the human nature, human deficiency, our arrogance, our pride, our kind of rudeness, and how we deal with others, preferences for one person over against another. And then as we turn into 1 Corinthians 13, we see those very issues addressed. I never made the connection before studying for last week's sermon, and really become almost inoculated to 1 Corinthians 13. I mean, I read it at almost every wedding. You and I have heard it if you've been in the church for any length of time, almost ad nauseum. But to think that these words are written as the cure for the deficiency of our heart, namely that we think way too highly of ourselves, and therefore the answer is to think of others. And the Apostle Paul uses the word love, 1 Corinthians 13:4, defining it in the positive, saying these two things: love is patient and love is kind. We're certainly tested in our patience all the time with circumstances, our environment, whether it's workflow coming from a colleague or expectations of a spouse or a child. And then right after, we're told to be kind. So we can't be patient and rude or patient and intolerant, but patient and kind. And then we're quickly given 4 things that love is not, which all directly relate back to 1 Corinthians 1 through 4. Love is not envious, it doesn't boast, it's not arrogant, and it's not rude. What I'd love to talk about with you, and I certainly wish I could be there in person, but if you could talk together about your level of love, and let's just stay with the first 2 words. Your level of patience. Oh yeah. And your level of kindness. So, individualize it, personalize it. Talk about your level of patience and then how kind you think you are. And as you go around the room and hopefully have some confessions with some encouragement, if you have time, switch to a secondary topic, which is how can the church, how can Christians in, let's just make it Massachusetts, become more patient and more kind, so that the world around us would look in and say, wow, you guys are incredibly patient. I've never seen that level of kindness. And it will be their observation based on the love we're exhibiting to everyone around us. Starting with, of course, the church. They'll know we're Christians by our love one for another. And hopefully cascading out from there and flowing into our communities and extended families and colleagues. But first, let's identify where we're at in our own analysis. Hey, how patient am I? To what extent am I kind? And then secondly, talk more into the future. How can we become more patient and become more kind and be the loving people that Christ has called us to be and indeed coming back for? So that's 4 minutes and 45 seconds of me. Why don't you take 60 or 75 minutes and talk to one another. Have a great and encouraging and hopefully instructional time. God bless, and we love you. We're praying for you.